Okay, I'm getting organized. It'll take just a minute for me. It's going to be about a 15-second delay. I'm going to make sure that I'm centered in this camera. And we'll get started in about 5 or 6 minutes. So once you come on, let me know that you're here. If you're watching me from Facebook, you'll need to leave your name if you don't mind typing in. If you're watching me from YouTube, YouTube automatically shares your name, but Facebook does not, because I'm streaming to my group, and that is why. And I'm going to adjust this camera just a little bit so I look like okay. All right. Oh, I guess I better put the comments on, huh? That would probably be important, wouldn't it? That always helps if I hit all the right buttons, you know. So I'm just going to wait here until everybody gets on, or most everybody gets on. And we'll probably start about 7:05, just to give everyone a few minutes to get on. And of course, it takes a little bit for us to get connected. So, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to just organize myself. I don't mean to have my back to you, but I'm going to get a little bit organized here, so I can remember what we're going to be doing. All right. We are good to go. And let me see, I need to have, oh, this guy. Let me get all my stuff out for this one. I think this is it, isn't it? Oh, Lordy. Yeah, no. All right, hang on. I need, all right. Those back, making sure I get organized. Okay. All right, I'm trying to decide what I'm doing here. I guess we'll go with that one. Something different. Something different. All right, I think I better probably ink up my ink pad here. Ouch. Ooh, ooh, dropping my ink. Okay. All right. I am early. It's 3 minutes to 7. So I'm going to just get everything organized a little bit here so I can get to everything. Need to clean that thing off. Okay. Yeah. I just realized I gotta get another stamp, another block. All right. Well, come on in and we'll get started here shortly. I'm going to get a block. I think I need to clean my blocks. They're looking a little ragged there. All right, I know we need you, and I know we need you. Okie doke. Yep. Okie doke. We are good to go. Hopefully we are live. All right, let me just double check. Make sure I didn't get booted off. I'm checking something. So If you're out there, welcome. I'll be with you in just a moment. That's not going to work. I should have logged in before I did this. Well, that ain't going to work. Okay. Hopefully, oh, we got people on. Okay. Hello, how are you? All right, at least we know that we're live. We will get started here in about 4 to 5 minutes as soon as everybody pops in. Yes, I do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. I sure do. And where are you from? Hey, Judy from Ohio. How's everything with you? We'll get started here in just a few minutes, and then I'll start doing the housekeeping part of it here so we don't kill too much time. So we'll see how it goes. And it's 7:01, so we'll just give it a couple more minutes. I've got some fun folds again, which I love to do. And they're pretty, I mean, actually they're not that hard the cards to make, so that's kind of a good thing. So we'll start here in a few minutes. I'm sure there's people on that do the lurking and don't announce themselves, which is fine. So I better get my dimensionals over here, huh? Because I think we might need some of those. And my scissors. So how's everything in Ohio? And the YouTube person comes up as Mark. Is it Mark that's watching or somebody else? And where are you from? Who finally just popped in? And it's raining, huh? Well, I'll tell you, our temperature in Fort Myers got up at 5:45, and it was already 80 degrees outside and humid. Oh my gosh. And it's been in the 90s, and even the dog doesn't even want to go out for a walk because it's so daggone hot. We go out and walk part of the way of what we normally would do, and then she's like, nope, I think I've had enough, got to go. Hello, Karen Jo. How do you love all this hot weather we're having? Oh my gosh, it's enough to make you not want to leave the house. It's hard to get walking in if that's your exercise, you know, unless I guess I probably need to be going to the, like up to Target or something. I know. It was, I was saying it was, what did I say? It was 80 degrees at 5:45 this morning. And the dog we both went out and got hit in the face, you know, with the humidity. It was like, holy crap. So I think if it's going to continue like this, we're going to have to go up to Target and walk around the park, walk around inside the store where it's cool and air conditioned, you know. So anyways, so from Missouri. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead. It's 7:03, so while others are popping in, I'm going to go ahead and do my housekeeping, and then we'll get started because I've got 3 cards, and it might take, it's going to take at least the hour, and we'll see how that goes. It's not too, well, it's not too hot for her paws. It's just, you know, she's got a fur coat on, and it probably is hot on her feet. But, oh, Myrna. Okay, Myrna. It shows up Mark must be your husband. Myrna from Montana. Montana, is that where you're from? Well, welcome. Okay, so let me just start off and welcome everyone. Excuse me, I'm Dawn Duvall. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I've been doing this craziness for about 12 years. I just love teaching everyone how easy it is to make cards, and that if we do make a mistake, it's an opportunity to make something out of that mistake. So we don't sweat it. We don't sweat the small stuff. It's just here to have fun and community and all that fun stuff. So, but as I was saying, it was 80 degrees when I got up at 5:45 this morning. It's like, holy moly. So anyways, all right. So I don't know. We're going to be heading to Alaska in August, the end of August again. But this time we're going to do it by cruise ship instead of the last time we went. We did our land tour. So, anyways, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera down and go through the housekeeping items, and then we'll get started. Okie dokie. Just as a reminder, and I'm sure you see this everywhere if you're on Facebook, that we have our 15% off designer series paper sale. So there's I think there's 9 sheets of paper that qualify for this. It runs through the month of June, so you can get 15% off all of the different papers that I have listed. If you are not a email subscriber and don't receive my newsletter subscriber, and if you're not a newsletter subscriber, then I would highly suggest that you join. And all of this information is on my site. You can also download the papers that participate in this program. So just be aware of that. That's good through June 30th. And then the next thing is anytime you spend $50 or more through my online store, then you get a tutorial bundle. And this month there's 47 projects that are created by myself and 46 other demonstrators. And we all participate, and there are people from all over the other countries that Stampin' Up! Is located in. And this is a great resource to use, if nothing else, to copy it or to use those tutorials for yourself to make cards. And you don't have to have that particular stamp set. You can use what you have on hand. So if you shop with me, if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to have you shop with me. And if you do, then if you spend $50, then you will also receive this in the mail. It normally takes me a couple of days once I receive notification of the order. And then another perk of being on my newsletter is that, I give away some monthly coupons, and they give you a free item or half price item or whatever it may be, depending on how much you spend every month. And again, this is on my in my newsletter that I sent out today. So if you haven't joined, let me know and I can email you this copy. So for instance, for the month of June, if you spend $60, then you're going to get a free in color assorted cardstock pack, and that's about a $12 value. And then next month in July, you will get a 5% off, an extra 5% off on if you purchase a bundle through me. So you initially get 10% off, and then I'm going to give you 5% off. So, and then every month there's a different coupon. And so if you order from me and you get you make 40 purchases, they have to be $50 purchases, and you do 8 of those, and they have to be in increments of 50. So let's just say you do $102, then you get credit for 2 $50 purchases. So you will fill out the 8 lines here, and then you will list what items that you want that equate to $40. If you go over, then you're going to pay the difference plus the shipping and tax, okay? So this again is in my newsletter, and that is there for you if you are a newsletter subscriber to download and have it on hand. All right, so tonight we are going to make 3 cards, and we're going to use this fun set. And if you all know me, hi Jacksonboro, Tennessee. If you know me, I'm all about having fun. I love these roosters. I mean, we've had the Hey Chick, right? We had 2 Hey Chicks, which I absolutely love. And why I sold them, I don't know. But now I guess we have to be, we don't want to be discriminating, right, from the men, from the women. So now we're doing Hey Chuck, and Chuck's a rooster. And Chuck is quite funny. So we're going to use this set tonight, and I'm sure you all have probably seen this before. And there's 11 red rubber cling stamps that are in here, which obviously I've got them on the blocks because we're going to be using most of them. And then as a bundle, it comes with 9 dies which you cut out each of the rooster. So you got these 4 images. It cuts out the fence. It's got the skateboard. It cuts out the cake. So you've got 9 of, and it also has a sun. So you've got 9 of those dies that you can come along with this as a bundle. So that's what we're going to be working with. And oh, you just got home. Well, you're spending time with your husband, and it's his birthday, so that's great. And just watch the replay. And my birthday's next week. I just want y'all to know that, because I'm turning. I had to apply for. I just put it this way. I applied for Medicare 3 months ago. So what's that tell you? I'm going to be 65. June 21st. So, whew. And then we're also on one of the cards that we're working with. I just thought I'd share that with you. I don't feel my age. I look in the mirror and I still think I'm like in my 30s or 40s or whatever. Okay, so we're also going to use the Stylish Shapes frames. The Stylish Shapes. We're going to use the second largest circle and then the second to the smallest circle. And I'll show you those. Are you already working on your card? So you'll see me use well, I've already cut everything, just to let you know. So I've done most of the cutting. I didn't do all of the coloring. Where's the best place to sign up for your newsletter? Go to when I get done with the video and you're on YouTube, it should show a link. No, I'll have to put the link in my YouTube. So once we get done, I'll put the link there, and then you can sign up from my newsletter there, or you can go to shallwestamp.com, which is my blog, and then on the right-hand side, there's a place that you can sign up from a newsletter as well. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start out with the first card, which I just think is so cute. We're going to do some blending and cutting, and then I've got to do some coloring because I didn't color. I went ahead and cut all the stuff out because I didn't want to hold you up. So, yeah, my birthday card. So this is the first one we're going to do. Isn't this cute? So we're going to do some blending. We got this big old rooster who's bringing a birthday cake. And then we're going to open it up. And then this guy is yelling. I think he's yelling because he's got his mouth pretty wide open. You got something to crow about? So this is what we're going to do. All right. And this, we're going to use some of our new lemon lolly. So I'm going to set this, I'll put it right here for now. If it gets in my way, then I'll let you know. So I went ahead and I did cut all of the critters out, so I will color. I just didn't want to hold everybody up with coloring everything. And I need to, give me 1 minute. Let me grab, I forgot to pull out one of my pieces of paper for blending. So we're using Lemon Lolly, and that is going to be your normal card base at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then we are going to, I don't think I scored this. Oh yeah, I did, believe it or not. Can you believe that? And then we're going to use 2 pieces of red, real red cardstock. Let me put this down here and get this folded and creased. I didn't, apparently I scored it, but I don't know if I gave it a really good score or not. But anyways, okay. All right, so then we're going to use 2 pieces of red, real red, that are going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to do 2 pieces of white that are 3 3/4 by 5. And we're going to have 2 layers. We're going to have 1 layer that's going to go on the inside of the card, and then one that's going to go on the outside of the card. Okay, so I'm going to set these off to the side for just a minute. And then I used the Stylish Shapes second to the largest circle, and I'm going to cut this in half, but not half. I'm going to cut one a little bit bigger than the other, and that's going to create these little mountains that the rooster's sitting on. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and blend this, and then we'll color our rooster and our cake and all this stuff. And this is why I really should have colored this in advance, because I really didn't want to have y'all sit here and watch me color, but that's what we're going to do. So, all right, so let me pull this in. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do our background. So I'm going to start with some pumpkin pie ink, and I'm going to do just a little bit in the bottom right-hand corner, because I want to help give the sun right here. I want to have that little orangish look, if you will. Okay, so I'm using our Stampin' Blends, and then I'm just going to come in and just do a little bit here. On the other card, when I did, I had it like way too high. So, and that's all we're going to do on that. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to do some lemon lolly. And this is really hard to see. If y'all haven't bought this yet, the front of the thing, it's really hard to read the label. All right, so we're going to come in here, and I'm just going to do a little bit of coloring to give it the sun. So I'm just going to come down. And if you're new to stamping or blending, you always want to get some good coverage ink on your sponge, but you want to start off on a scrap piece of paper, because you don't want to come in and have like a big blop like right here. If I put that on my card, then I'd have that little blop right there, and we don't want that. So I'm just going to put some yellow right here so that when we get our sun in here, it's going to look like it's rising. All right, so that's that for the lemon lolly. We'll move that out of the way. Let's put these up here out of the way. Then I'm going to come in with my balmy blue, which is I think everybody's favorite for making the sky. And we're going to come in and now do our sky. So I'm just going to come in and start doing some blending. And we're just going to blend it all the way around. Ooh, make sure I don't get my rooster on, get him all blued up, because he's not supposed to look blue. But he is going to have some pretty tails. So we're just going to come in and get some of this done here. So we've got some sky. It's just, and it really is an easy card, you know. And sometimes I take my blending brush and I go to the right and then I go back to the left, because that way it gets the, from the bristles, it gets the ink off of it. And I don't want it too dark, so I'm going to leave it about like that. All right, so that's what we're going to do there. And we'll move this out of the way. And then I'm going to come in and do my quick blending, because I didn't do this. So I'm using the pecan blends, pecan light and the dark. So I'm going to come in and color this fence here. And I'm going to come in and just do the lines of the fence to give it some depth. And I thought I meant to, I really did mean to color this, because I didn't really want you sitting here and watch me color all this stuff. And then I'm going to take the light, and then I'm just going to come back and color the fence. I'm just going to do the whole thing in the light and leave it so it gives us, and I'll come back with the dark again just to give it a little bit more depth in the color. And then when I'm using my tip, I try not to put a lot of pressure on it, because if you've noticed, if you've used these before, you'll find that they start to squash down, and we don't want to squash them. So, and this is going to have the white on it because that's how it cuts it. All right, so there's that. And then let's come back and do just a little bit more to give it a little bit more dimension and some depth to the fence here. So I'm just going to just kind of highlight the lines that the artist has drawn here for our fence, okay? All right, so that's done. And now we're going to come back and we're going to do our rooster. And then we're going to, and I've already sponged I took my blending brush and I blended the top of the sun spikes with the pumpkin pie. So that's already been done. So that way it's going to look really pretty when we put this on here. So now we're going to cover color our little rooster. We're going to do him in Lemon Lolly, but I think I'm going to outline him, and don't ask me why, I'm just because I am. I'm going to outline him with some pecan. So this guy is going to be in the pecan color. So I'm just going to do a little bit of, on his tail, I'm going to bring some in here, and then we're really going to color him Lemon Lolly. But I want to give him some darkness to his tail, to his little tail feathers, you know. And the same thing up here. What do they call this thing on the rooster? Do any of y'all know? I don't know what it's called. All right, and then I'm just going to come in around the wings, and I'm just going to try to do a little bit of line around. And it's kind of hard when you have already got it cut, and trying to get a line going so you don't look like you're. And then we'll blend it up a little bit as well. But I'm just going to go around and try to just give it a little bit of an outline. I know it probably looks goofy, but you know what? It's your rooster. You can do what you want with it. And then I'm just going to come in where the artist has put these little dots for him. I guess it's probably part of his feathers, right? All right, so we're going to do that. What else? Oh, we got to do this little wing over here. Okay, so let's see. I think that's good for now. And then I'm going to do some lemon lolly. I'm going to come in with the dark first. I'm going to come in with the small tip, and I want to try to blend some of this out. And then I'm going to come back with the larger tip. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to make him a little bit dark, and then I'll come back and fill in everything else with the lighter shade. So we're just going to kind of give him a different kind of look. Who knows? All right. And we'll do some of this hair right here, and then this little guy down here. I'm not even sure what that thing's called. Do you? I don't know. Oh, it's a comb. I thought I read that somewhere, but I didn't understand what it meant by a comb. I read it and I thought, well, what's a comb? It didn't make any sense. So, okay. So I'm going to come in now with the light lolly, and I'm just going to bring all of this in. And again, you color your roosters whatever color you want to color them. You know, this is probably more like a chicken, right? Because I don't think roosters they're not really yellow, are they? Okay, and then I'm going to come in with a light pumpkin pie. And I'm going to draw, I'm going to color his legs a little pumpkin. So we're going to do that. He's going to have some orange feet. All right, and then the last thing I'm going to do is color his, whatever the little gobble thingy is with his beak. I'm going to color that in dark pumpkin pie. And this little thing hanging down. Looks like a heart upside down. And we'll do that. And then I think I better color his eyelids. So let's color those. We'll just do a little light color. All right, so there's our rooster. Okie dokie. Now we're going to cut this circle, and I'm just going to eyeball it. I want one side to be bigger than the other because this is going to be my like my hills that they're sitting on. Okay. So now we can go ahead and start decorating our card. I'm going to go ahead and take my hills, my mountain, if you will. Let's see, which one's bigger? I think I'll put this one over here, the bigger one. We'll put the smaller one here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this sun right underneath with a little bit of it poking out so it looks like it's rising, okay? So let me go ahead and attach this guy, and let me get my adhesive. I had my my class yesterday, my 2 classes here at the through our academy. Go figure. Now my glue doesn't want to come out. And I tell you what, after I stood for 2 hours of each class, that's 4 hours, my back was killing me. All right, let's see. Hang on. It was not a pretty sight. I was like, not in pain, but I was just, not used to that. All right, hang on a minute. Why? There we go. And then let me tell you, trying to get the ladies to not use a lot of glue. Oh my goodness, they were very heavy-handed. So, and most of these women have not stamped or scrapbooked. So this is all new to them. So they don't have they're not quite sure what they're supposed to be doing, which is fine. That's what I'm there to help them with. All right, so I'm going to put some adhesive right here on the sun. I'm just going to put it right about there because I want this to kind of go behind my stamp here. Let me see, I want to get my holes going the right direction. There we go. So I'm going to place this right about there so it gives the effect that the sun's coming up. All right, so can you see that? Oh, I used to have back pain. Let me tell you what happened. I used to get sharp pains going in my, when in my younger days, I'd go dancing all the time. And it got to the point where I would have so much pain that I would come off the dance floor and I would just fall down to my knees in tears. It hurt so bad. And I was not going to go have surgery because I've always heard the horror stories of people having back surgery and it doesn't work and blah, blah, blah. So one day somebody told me, and this is after I met my husband, somebody told me that I should go see a pain management specialist. And I thought, well, what's he or she going to do? So I go, well, I don't know why my glue's not working. So I go to meet this doctor, and the PA comes in, and she took a needle. I'm grabbing the wrong one. That's why it's not working. She took a needle and jammed it into my butt cheek because that's the muscle was all hooked up, so it wasn't releasing. And my husband said, and they numbed it, so I didn't feel it. But my husband said, if you could have seen how big that needle was that she stuck. Well, she put that thing in my butt cheek. Of course, I didn't feel it. And she was pounding, he said, a couple of times, yanking it up and down. Well, it released the tension of the muscle. And I went to physical therapy, and they had me do all these exercises, to strengthen my back. Well, let me tell you, that's been, oh my God, 10, oh, it's been longer than that. It's probably been 15, no, I met Chuck, so it's been probably 15 years ago. And I have not had any pain since then. So I'm not sure what your problem is or what your issues are. I shouldn't say your problem, but it might be something you may want to consider. I tell you, now granted, exercise helps, and I'm starting to have some issues in my lower back, and that's only because I haven't been exercising like I'm supposed to. Go figure, right? Because for whatever reason, you get lazy, and and I did it in the Villages when we lived there. I used to go to 3 days a week to an exercise class, and I just haven't gotten into it here. We did start riding our bikes the other day, and Chuck and I walked for an hour around the entire golf course because it's closed for annual whatever it is they're doing, get the grasses all whatever. So, but if you, depending on what the pain is, you might want to look into a pain management doctor. You might be surprised. Okay, oops, I got to color my birthday cake. I forgot about that. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to be for a boy or a girl. Let's just do, the bottom of the cake. Let's do Lost Lagoon. We're going to make that. That way it can be anybody, right? So I'm just going to color in the cake here. And I'll color I'm going to do the flame. This is real red, actually. So I'm just going to make the flame red so it's a really hot flame. And then I will do a Calypso Coral. I'm just picking colors here for his candle. And then I'll color, we'll do yellow for his icing. So it kind of blends. And then I'll put some dark around the flame so it looks like it's hot. And we'll do that with the Lemon Lolly dark. So, all right, so we're just going to put some markings on that to give it some yellow effect. Okay, all right, so there's that part of our card. So I'm going to go ahead, before I attach these guys, I'm going to add this to our piece of real red. So it's going to be attached to this, okay? And then once we attach this, then I can add I'll put the rooster on there. And I just realized that this is hanging off the edge, but I think we'll be fine with that. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Okay, so we're going to lay that right there. And I guess I better get going here because we got 3 cards to do. The last one won't take that long, but anyways. Okay, so we've got that. And let's go ahead and add this to the front of our card. So I'm not going to pop it up. I'm just going to put the liquid glue. Only because we're putting another set of layers on the inside, which is going to add a little bit more thickness to it. Whoops, getting ready to put that on the inside. We don't want that. So we're going to put this right here. And this coming together, it really is pretty easy. Now this dude, we're going to pop him up, and we're going to also pop up, we don't want babies, baby dimensionals. Here we go. And I've got the birthday, so I went ahead and pre-stamped that and cut this out. And this is in, I just stamped it in Memento Black. So I'm going to put It's Your Birthday right about there. Get my trash out of there. And then we're going to take our, we're going to take a little mini dimensional, and we're going to put that on the cake, right on the back of the cake. Get him there. I think I'm going to put 2. And we'll have this little cake standing up. All right, and then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this big old rooster. We'll put some on his tail feathers up here. I love this stamp set. If y'all don't have it, I would highly encourage, if you like to have fun stuff. And this is cute for kids and adults. I think it's fun for everybody. Maybe because I don't know, maybe because I'm a kid at heart. And I just love, love, love this stuff. So, and there's a skateboard, and I saw a card where somebody had the rooster falling off the skateboard. It was the funniest daggone thing. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to lay him right about here, and I'm going to put his cake on here. He's going to be holding it on his little feathers. I'll call it, I guess, his wing. Let me get that little thing off there. So we're going to put the little cake right, I'm going to put it right there. And then I've got a little dimension on there in case it decides to flop down. Just in case, you never know. All right, and then we're going to do the inside. So on this one, we're going to stamp. Let me find my stamp here. You've got something to crow about. So let's go ahead. We're going to do that in Memento Black. Okay, now the dog's up moving around. Okay, so we're just going to stamp that right about here. Okay. And then I'm going to come back with the stamp of the, oops, I shouldn't have put my black up. And we're going to put this little critter in there. Anytime I have a stamp that's a pretty good size, I usually just stamp it. So I'm going to put him right here on this side in the corner. He's yelling. Ah! Isn't that cute? And we're going to give him a quick color. We're just going to make him yellow. So I'm going to do, what did I do? Yeah, I'm just going to do some dark lolly. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'm just going to add some dark around the feathers, and then we'll come back and add some light. We'll just do that. Put some on his belly. Ain't he a cutie patootie? I just think it's so cute. All right, so let's come back and finish coloring him, and then I'm going to color his mouth because it's so big. I'm going to color that pumpkin pie, I think. Or maybe I'll do coral, and we'll do his feet pumpkin. We'll do his feet light pumpkin. All right, how's that? All right, so let's do his feet. We'll do his feet pumpkin pie, and we'll do his mouth coral. We'll get that. Oop, that little leg should. Well, we're gonna make it orange. He's got an orange leg. Let's put a little yellow there, just so somebody doesn't think that we messed up, which we did, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna do. This is light coral. Which one is this? That's pumpkin pie. All right, let's do the coral. See what that does for his. Well, you know what? It's fine. I probably should have done the orange, huh? That's all right. He's going to have a corally. He'll have a coral mouth. That's fine. All right, so that's what the inside's going to look like. So let me put that on the red. And this is just giving some extra color. All right. Okay, and the next card is going to be one of our fun folds. All right, so we're going to lay this on here. Whoops, get that off there. Hang on a minute. Let's get this moved up. One thing good about the glue is it does allow you to move your cardstock over. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to go ahead and push this down. And we're going to, whoops, wrong card. And we're going to place it right inside here. And there we go. Isn't this the cutest card? Don't you just love that? I think anybody that gets this is going to love this card. So there's our It's Your Birthday with our sun coming out of the ground in the fall. Oh, we got to put our little dots on it. Hold on. Let me get my dots. I got excited. I almost forgot. And these are, they are the adhesive back solid gems. And they're in the, looks like the lemon lolly, boho blue, and I think it's the clay, copper clay is what it looks like. Of course, do you think I can get this? Let me just rip it open. Okay, so let's take and put, let's do a small, well, this is a medium. We'll put one right here. We'll put a big one by the crow because he's big. We'll just stick one right there. And then we need to have a third one. So we'll put another, we'll put a little tiny one. Let's do it over here. Where do we want to put it? Let's just put it down here by his foot. Okay, so these are the adhesive back gems. All right, and there is our first card using Hey Chuck, which happens to be my husband's name. I told him that these cards were all about him. So, but isn't that cute? Pretty easy to do, don't you think? All right, so let's move on. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way because I don't need those markers. All right, the next card that we're making is a really neat fun fold. And as soon, oh, here it is. And I'll give you all of the directions. Give me 1 second. Okay, you ready? Okay, so here's the card. I'll get it up a little closer. rise and shine. Again, we've got our sun, and we've got the rooster. You've got something to crow about. And then I used our wood embossing. I forget, what is it? The 3D timber, I think it is. It is, hang on, I'll tell you, it's sitting right here. Yeah, the timber 3D embossing folder. I haven't gotten that new brick one, which I think is really neat, so I'm going to have to look into buying that. Okay, so we've embossed that. We're using crumb cake, copper clay. Then we're going to open it up, and it's your birthday. And then we have the other crow. And then look at this. Instead of going that way, we're going to open it down. Isn't that cute? Isn't that pretty clever? So just a different way of making a card. How's that? All right, so your base of the card, we'll put that right there, is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. I got all my little pieces here, so we're going to do some more coloring. And we let's go ahead and score or fold. I guess I didn't score this one. We're going to fold our. This is crumb cake, and again, you can use whatever colors you would like. And we'll put this on here. All right, now I did go ahead and run the embossing machine because I didn't want to hold everybody up while you watched me do that. So I ran the embossing machine. This piece here is, let me get my notes. It's hang on a minute. 7.5 by 5 inches. Okay, so 7.5 by 5, and half of 7.5 is 3 3/4. So you'll score it at 3 3/4. So I laid the embossing folder on it, and then I ran it through the embossing machine. I think I folded it under to get it to go just on the one side, okay? All right, and then I embossed you're gonna have 2 of the copper clays, which are 4 by 5 1/4. One you will emboss, which will be on the front of the card, and then the other one is gonna go on the inside with this piece here, okay? And then we've got our front piece of crumb cake. And this is, I have to measure. This one's 4, it's got to be 3. 2 3/4 by 4. And so our white is going to be 2.5 by 3 3/4. And then for our sentiment, I did a piece of copper clay at 2 inches by 1 1/4. And then, of course, the white's going to be 1 inch by 1 3/4. Okay? Did you get all that? I talk really fast, so that means you'll have to come back and watch. And then I did cut out another sun because we're going to do that. So let's color these guys again, so you get to watch me. Now this time we're going to use, I'm going to use the copper clay for the roosters. And I'm going to use, what color do I have? I think it's real red. Hang on. No, sweet sorbet. I'm going to use sweet sorbet for his tongue. Just because I can. All right, so let's go ahead, and then I'll do his birthday cake too. So we're not going to spend a lot of time. We'll try to get all of this done before, so it doesn't take forever. So let's go ahead. We'll color this guy again. And again, I'm going to start out with the dark copper clay. And I'm going to do this on both of them. I'm just going to go in and just do some outlining because I want him to be a little bit lighter. I don't want him to be really dark. So again, I'm just going to add some little markings. And I'm not the expert when it comes to this, to coloring, I'll tell you that, but this is what I'm doing, okay? And I'm going to leave that one. And while I've got the dark out, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this guy. I'll just come in and make his little crow, or what'd you call it, a comb? Is that what it's called? I'm gonna make his comb a little bit darker, and I'm gonna put some stuff right there, and we'll put some marks right here. Do all that, and then we'll come in with his tail feathers, and this one is not gonna be quite as dark as the other, what it looks like on the card. I'll put some marks right here, and I'll do a little bit right down here. Okay, so then I'm going to come back with the light and just fill in everything that I just did. And I'm going to use the small tip because I don't want to go outside of the lines. So anytime I have a small area, I always use the small tip. It's like the nub or whatever you call it. All right, so I'm just going to come in and get all of this colored. But don't you just love this? I just really, really, really love this set. It's a cute, cute set. And you can use your the large tip if you choose to. I just feel like since I'm in such a small space, I really don't want to go out of the lines. And let me turn this just a little bit. So we don't want to give him a little bit of shadowing on his tail. I might come back and make that a little bit darker. I did see some lines right there that I didn't do. And we got to get that. Okay. And then, all right, so there's that. Let me come back with the dark. All right, so y'all still hanging in there, huh? Okay. I'm just going to come back and do a little bit of more shading with the dark. And do you all have, do you see my little things? Do you all have your ends of your markers? You can, you have a 3/8 inch punch. Then you can put your little names on your markers so that when you have them stored, however you store them, you'll be able to tell what they are, right? Oops, I guess we got to color this guy, don't we? Let me come back with a light one. And let me make sure I'm using my light. And we'll go ahead and get him colored too. So we'll knock them both out, and then I'll come back and do this one more time. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I've got, okay. This is part of his, I always forget what's part of his head and what's not part of his head. So we're gonna come into his neck. I assume that's called a neck, right? All right, that's his short. So we're gonna color that in a different color. And we'll do his little tail feathers over here. Isn't this fun? Don't you just like this? Don't you love it? And don't forget, I'm just going to throw this out there, if you're someone that has an order and you're in the $70 to $80 range, you might want to consider joining Stampin' Up. I'd love you to be a part of my Crafty Girls team. We, you can, right now for the month of July, we are running a special where, which color should I make his legs? I think I'm going to make them, his legs, well, we'll do the red since I have the red in here. You get to choose $155 in product for $99 plus tax. So that's a good bargain, and you don't have to do what I do. You don't have to teach classes. And I made a mistake last week when I said you only had until the end of August. You have until December because you have to have one full quarter behind you. So if you start, if you join in the month of June, you're in the middle of a quarter. So you have until the end of December, and you would get a 20% discount on anything that you order. So that's a pretty good deal. And you just will pay the shipping. You're going to pay the sales tax, and it does. You're also, in addition to what you products that you choose, you'll get a paper pumpkin, and you'll get you will get some business supplies. You'll get catalogs, which you can just hand those out to your friends, put your name on it, and if somebody is interested in, oh, why did I make that red? Oh well, I'm too busy talking, so he's going to have a red mouth now. If you give them out and put your name and phone number on there, so if somebody wants to order something, they can order it from you, and then you would get, you know, that would be applied towards, that would go underneath your name if you gave them your number. Oops, I'm going to put this in the small. I'm painting his shorts now. I'm doing the balmy blue, and this is dark. Probably should have done the dots dark, but that's okay. So anyways, that's just something to throw out there to consider. If you have a long shopping list, again, that might be the way to go. For $99, you get $100 and some dollars, $155 worth of stuff. That's a good deal. All right, so we are going to come in with some Pool Party, and I don't know if that's going to show, but we're going to make his dots a little bit different. We're going to make them Pool Party color, which they do kind of blend. All right, so there's our roosters. Oh, we got to do our cake. I forgot. The cake keeps getting in the way. All right, let's see. Let's do some freesia. We're going to do some freesia frosting on top. And we'll do Calypso Coral. We're going to go ahead and just do that for the cake. I know it's kind of weird, isn't it? The colors I'm choosing, but I'm trying to not waste, I don't want to say waste, but I don't want to spend a lot of time and not get all of our stuff done. All right, I'm going to make my flame there in red. And then I guess we'll give him, I don't want to do blue. Let's do, hang on a minute. What is this? That's pool party. I'm looking for a different color to do his, why do I have green in here? Oh, Mossy Meadow. Do I want, yeah, why not? We'll just make a little green. We'll make a green candle. Okay, and then we'll get our flames. Hold on a second. Let me get my other blends out, and we're going to do some yellow flames that are flaming around his candle. There we go. So anyways, keep that in mind if that's something that you think you might be interested in. It's a great way to get some extra product, and that's a good time to do it is when we run these various specials. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and build our card. So I am going to place this. You know what I'm missing? What am I missing here? Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, hang on. Oh, here's my stuff right here. Ah! All right, let me go ahead and attach this. So let's put our piece of embossed copper clay. I probably should have used my snail. Let me just do that so we can make sure it's going to stick. We're going to put this on the front, and we'll just run some along here too. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put this embossed piece on the front of the card. We'll make sure we get that in here and get it even. All right, so we've got that. All right, this is going to be the front of our card. So we're going to go ahead and stamp Rise and Shine. Of course, the rooster's out crowing, right? He's telling you, get up, rise and shine. So we're going to stamp that right here. I'm going to off center it. And let's do that right about here. Okay. And then we're going to come down and let me get my crow thing again. This saying gets used quite a bit. So we're going to put him, I'm going to put that down here. So I'm going to put kind of in the same spot that I did the other one. All right. So there's that. Let me cover my black ink because you know how that goes. I'm late to the show again, watching now. Oh, no problem. Oh, you'll have to get the bundle. I just love this. It's such a cute stamp set. Okay, so we're going to add our adhesive to our sun. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the spikes because honestly, I doubt they're going to be popping up, but you never know. We'll just put some on a couple of them. All right, so let's lay our sun right about, I hope that's not a black ink, but anyways. All right, so let's lay that right about there. Okay, and then we're going to take this guy and we're going to pop him up on dimensionals. So we'll go ahead and put a couple here and here and right here, and we'll get him on here. So again, whoever came up with, I swear, when we learned the story years ago of the artist that came out with the first Hey Chick, she had gone to a friend's house who had chickens, and there was a special name to that chicken that has that wild hairdo, and we just all fell in love with it. Okay, so I'm setting him right there. All right, and then this is going to go on this base right here, and I gave all of the measurements early on, so if you're just joining me, if you watch the replay, I went over, well actually each card I've given the sizes. So this is, what did I say, 3 by 4 something? This is 2 3/4 by 4 inches, and the white, of course, is going to be a 1/4 inch smaller. So we're going to put that right on there and put that down. All right, we got him there. Now we're going to attach this. I'm going to lay it down flat to the front of the card, and it should go right even with the copper clay. And you can place it however you want. I'm going to use my seal again because I'm placing it on the embossed piece. I just want to make sure that it's not going to come apart. It's already sticking in my fingers. Okay, so we're going to lay that right about here. And you can stick it in the middle if you want, but I just want to do it. We'll put it right here. Okay, so there's that. All right, and then we'll add our embellishments later. Okay, now we're going to take this piece here, this white, and we're going to attach it to this right here. But before I do that, I'm going to decorate, okay? So I'm going to, because I got to stamp something on the inside. So let me go ahead and attach my crow, this little guy, we're going to glue him down. So I'm just going to lay him down here flat. Again, I don't want to put a lot of, lift to everything since we've got a couple of different layers on this. So we'll get him glued down on here. And I'm going to put him right about here, just like I did on the other one. And we're going to dress him up. And then we're going to put his cake. Now I am going to pop the cake up on the little mini dimensionals. So we'll use 2 of those. Sometimes having fingernails is sometimes you wonder. I always go in and have the lady ask her to cut them down short, and they just don't understand when I say short. I mean short. All right, so we're going to put the cake right there like he's holding it. Okay, and then we're going to come in. We'll add all our embellishments in just a moment. We're going to stamp the sentiment of "It's your birthday," and we're going to do that in black again. So let me just pound that right there. And we'll come in. Let me get this straight. All right, so we're going to put "It's your birthday." It always reminds me of that song, "It's your birthday, it's your birthday." All right, and then we're going to glue this. And again, since this is in the inside of the card, I'm just going to lay this flat to the card. Okay. Oh, hey, Tony, you're late. That's okay. You can come back and watch the replay. Hopefully you're enjoying this part. We have one more card after this one. All right, so the sentiment we're going to place right on, just like where I have it here. And you can place this wherever you want to put it. It's your, it's your card. You do what you want, okay? Now, we're going to fold this down because now we're going to stamp another rooster. We're going to do that big guy. Big guy is being used a lot tonight. Oh, there he is. So we're going to ink him up again. And we're going to do a quick coloring on this guy as well. So again, if you don't have this stamp set, you might want to consider getting it. It's a fun one. And, when you're working with black and white, don't you always find that for whatever reason, you always tend to get some smudges on your white cardstock? Oh, I think I lost part of his head. Well, we're just going to have to make it. I must have hit it on here. All right, well, we'll have to make it work. Okay, so we've got that, and then we're going to do, you're going to rule the roost again, so let me find that guy. I might as well leave the black ink open, huh? All right, so we're going to put that on here, and we're going to stamp that. You rule the roost. And this would be a good Father's Day card. You could do something like that for Father's Day. You rule the roost, that would be good. If you wanted to let your husband or significant other know that they rule the roost. It'd be a good Father's Day card, which Father's Day is coming up. Okay, so we're going to color him. I've left off part of his comb, but we'll figure that one out. And we're going to color him again in copper. And we're not going to spend, let's see, let's do, this guy's going to be, I think we should do his, oh, you know what? I should have made his feathers, I should have made his tail feathers blue. But we don't have blue on this card, so that's not going to work. I should have done that on the other one. Okay, let's give him, since we're using the copper clay, we're going to do this again. But I think we'll do like here, I'll use red for his, whatever you call that thing there. So I'm going to try to manage to figure out how to create his little rooster thing here that I left off. Well, hopefully that'll work. And we'll get this colored. And then I'm just going to come in again. This is the dark, so I'm just going to come in and try to make some highlights on his tail. Maybe make the back part of the tail darker. Oops, I think I need to get my color highlighter thingy. All right, so again, I'm just going to come around the edges. I got to turn the card because I don't want to go out of the lines. I just want to give some, and then I can start blending this. And I'll come in with a little bit lighter color. All right, and then we're going to come up here, around whatever you call this thing. All right, so you chicken people or rooster people out there, what is this old guy called? I remember my grandparents, lived in Michigan. I remember going up to their farm, and they had chickens, and I used to go out into the vegetable garden and the fruit garden and get what we wanted for dinner. And my grandma said, go out and pick out what you want for your vegetable or whatever. So that was kind of cool. All right, and I'm just using the lighter shade just to come in and do some blending, try to pull some of that color in. And we'll try to move it. And I'm using the fat tip or whatever, I don't know what you want to call the bigger one, but that's what I'm using. I'm trying not to use a lot of pressure on it, just so that I don't squish him and we lose some color. All right, there we go. I don't think chickens are this dark, but we're just gonna go with this, you know. And I think I'll make him a little bit darker in the bottom. We'll make a little bit more shading. Let's just do a little bit more here. And then we'll be done coloring. All right. And then I'm going to color his, let me get my colors out. I'm going to color Calypso Coral for his eyelids. And I think the other one, I guess I'm doing dark because I don't know what I did with my other one. It's around here somewhere. Oh, it's over here. Let me grab it, sorry. All right, so let's do light Calypso Coral, and if it doesn't look good, then we'll come back and change it. I'm gonna do his eyelids. Probably should do dark. I think dark will look better. Maybe I should do pumpkin pie. Now let's do this, Calypso Coral. It'll be fine. All right, we're gonna redo his eyes. We're changing that up. And then we're gonna do red for his, whatever you call that thing. And this is the dark. So again, I'm just gonna come down and just do a little bit on the edges. Boy, that's why you gotta be careful with this tip. You see, with all the ink, it starts to spread. You see what I mean? So we have to be careful with that. And then I'm gonna come back in with this small tip, and I'm gonna bring in the light. That's sorbet. We don't want sorbet. We want the other red. I'm gonna come back with a smaller and color this in. All right, and then that little guy, I guess I'm gonna do that coral as well. His little beak, and whatever this little thing is called. I don't know what he's called. All right, and then we can't, oops, wait a minute. We got a few little spots on his feathers. This is the dark. Let's, oh, we gotta do his feet too. We'll just color those in. All right, and let's do the pumpkin. He's got orange feet. We're just making, and actually we probably won't even see his feet because I'm gonna put some grass down here. So it's not really gonna matter because I don't want him looking like he's just hanging out in the open. So I'm gonna use some Mossy Meadow. So we'll come in with the Mossy, and I'm gonna start out here with some light. Just come around his feet. Good thing this piece here is going inside the card, huh? Because you know it's going to mix. So, and I'm just going to kind of make it look like it's messy because it's grass, right? And then we'll come back with the dark, and we're just going to add a few little, give him some shadows around where his feet are. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now we're ready to attach him to his pieces. So this piece here is going to get attached to this piece of copper clay, and again that's 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and close him up, and I'm going to add my adhesive. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, we'll get some on here because it's going to be opening and closing, so we want to make sure we've got a good coverage on it. And of course we want this to open towards the bottom. So we're going to set this on here, and looks like it's